Good morning and welcome to your daily Gameface. I am Dr. Kim Lannon. I am here with the barking Rocky. Rocky's barking. As soon as we went off air to go on air, he's just going to bark his brains out this morning.
Right on cue. Yep.
Yep. We had him stopped. I can't say it.
All right.
So I'm sorry for the barking. I can't do anything about it. He's going to bark. Do you
I've
want to
done
know
some
why
serious shows with barking. Not my dog, by the way. And another Australian Shepherd, but not my dog. But
No.
one of my partners has a barker. So.
Oh, well, he's not typically a barker, but we have I'm at home today because our heat shit the bed.
Yeah.
And so he's barking at the plumber. 3 floors away. He can hear the plumber.
Yeah.
Why he's barking. So he can hear the plumber. So he's barking.
Yep. Territorial.
Mm-hmm.
He's too small to be territorial. But
he's 4 pounds and he thinks he's gonna like rip somebody's head off. But there he is. So anyway, so sorry for the barking. Oh well. So anyway, that's Rocky.
Well, dogs don't know their size. At one point I had a 70-pound Australian Shepherd and a 5-pound mutt. And they both thought they were the same size. They just couldn't decide whether they were 5 or 70 pounds.
There you go. That's typical.
Yep.
You know. So anyway, so we missed last week because Lou, you had something, and so we couldn't be on, and people were asking me, so we didn't have the show last week. But that's okay.
I apologize. That was on me.
But that's okay because people were worried, like that they missed something, and I'm like, nope. It was just that Lou had something that happens and I have things. So it's okay. And now here we were, I was going to cancel today because of my heating issue, but now I'm not going to cancel, obviously, because we're on air because, it's the new year and I got to do my round out of the year of you.
Yes.
And here we are with the year of you. And we're going to go into a new year, but we're not starting. We're just flowing through. We're going forward. We're rising. Do you all remember what rise is? Do you remember?
I don't remember what the acronym stands for, but I remember the show. Yes.
Oh, that's good. I'm so glad that you don't remember. Okay, so we're going to.
I don't remember what the acronym stands for. I'm not an acronym.
I'm going to give it to you. Okay. So remember, it's reset, integrate. My husband just went by. This is like, could we have any more distractions? Okay. Oh my God. We are going to reset. We are going to integrate. We are going to stand up or stand out, and then we will evolve.
Reset like your boiler is basically.
Yeah, like right now.
Reset your boiler.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So, and people, when they heard that, a couple of people have asked me, not many, but a couple said, well, isn't reset like restart? And I said, no. Resetting is just like a mindset set. So you're just making sure you're, it's not like how like the reset button is on the electrical plugs.
Yep.
You're not restarting something. All you're doing is just kind of giving it a boost, like a surge of energy. So whatever was going on in your year of you, now you're resetting it to your mindset that's renewed. So it's not like you're starting fresh, because people did the whole thing in the last 2 weeks in my practice of, okay, on the 1st, I'm going to start. I'm like, no. No, we're not. And they're like, what do you mean? It's newer people in the practice. I'm like, no, we don't start. We go forward. We keep, renewing, right? Or resetting, because every day is living in the moment of the day. And so if you live in the moment of the day and you go with that moment of the day, then you can have that refreshness of whatever the goal is or whatever you're striving for, or if you're stacking wins. So it's not like we forget about what happened in 2025. We're just sort of bringing it forward with us.
It's kind of shedding, isn't it? It's like, if we can use a wicked example, it's kind of like getting rid of the flying monkeys, just sort of shooing them away and collecting your mindset again.
Exactly. Yeah. I like that. Oh my God, you used a wicked reference.
I did.
Wow.
More of a Wizard of Oz reference, but still.
No, it's wicked too. Because
yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well, you don't know because you haven't watched it yet.
No, I've seen the commercial. There's flying monkeys in there. I saw it.
There are.
They were singing or something. I don't know.
There's what?
They were singing or something. I don't know.
Okay. Singing or something. That's fabulous. Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing it, to be honest with you.
Well, I can't wait. And you know what I'm really excited for? If everyone doesn't know, I'm going to out Lou on a whole bunch of things. Lou will always say, I'll text you to let you know, blah, blah, blah. And then you know what happens? Lou doesn't text me, and
It was
it's
a week. You know how the week went. It
and
was
2
it was
weeks later, I gave you a Christmas gift, and I'm like, "Let me know how it goes," and you're like, "Yep, I found out today," and I gave it to you, what, 3 weeks ago?
it was a week for me. At a certain point, it was a week for you, and we were gonna see each other anyway, so
I know. Well, we'll see each other anyways. So
yeah.
anyway, but you're gonna watch Wicked.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Wicked. I kinda have to.
Well, you have to. So very importantly, not that it's important to, you know,
I mean, how are we gonna have a conversation in the future if I don't watch Wicked?
this is true because if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see my Wicked room.
Oh,
Did you
really?
you did see my Wicked room?
No, I didn't.
Man, so
Hey,
this is
it's been a week. I haven't been doing social media.
mm, well, okay. So first of all, the most important thing today for me to post out there is he's barking again, is that um, we are going to be talking about the 2026, rise. But we're not going to keep going over the RISE. We're going to talk about the components of it and how to get us going for this 2026 and bring in the year of you into the new you. But also, I have to start the show, even though we're already into it. I have to start and end the show today with the fact that we have to post up my link because I have had some very generous, very quick over the past week, some very generous people give to my 12th running of the Boston Marathon for me. It
Nice.
is the 130th running this year in 2026 on April 20th. Very exciting. I have to raise $12,500, but not only do I have to raise it, I want to raise it because it goes to so many awesome things, and it goes towards homelessness and veterans and people who are going back to work and supporting people who are needing shelter and needing help, and like it just goes to 25 great charities every year in this New England area in the community. And it does not go to the New England Patriots themselves, which is the big misnomer. People often think, oh, the Patriots and the Kraft family has so much money. No. Well, they do, but that's a separate thing. This is about the charity that Myra Kraft set up that brings forward all these people together that run the marathon, and we fundraise specifically to have this money go to these charities. And 300 charities all around New England usually give an application in the next few months to be nominated, and then the committee picks 25, and each of them gets $10,000, and then the big one goes to the $25,000 winner. The stories can be read up online. They're all there if you go to the New England Patriots Foundation .org, I believe. But my link to raise money should go up today. Lou.
It's up
I don't know if it was up. People were saying it wasn't up because they were
it's
looking
up
for it.
right now. Yeah, I just put
Okay.
it up on the show. Yeah.
Okay. So it's up. But here's the thing. I'm doing giveaways for the next 2 months, and there's some surprises. Don't worry, it's not all wicked stuff. So I have
Just mostly Wicked stuff.
no, it's really not.
Yeah.
So it's going to be you'll get giveaways that have to do with travel, places to go and stay for weekend travel, Airbnbs that have been donated to me. The Inn on Golden Pond always supports and gives away 2 nights. So those things, but also I'm doing the Super Bowl squares. So anyone who gives $100 a square gets entered into get the Super Bowl square payout, but then also you get entered into the giveaways. So there's lots of things going on, more than typical. So because it's a big year, I don't know why it's such a big year, but I've decided it's a bigger year for whatever. I'm very hyped for this because I'm so excited for all kinds of good things coming, and because the Patriots are doing fabulous under Mike Rabel. Thank you
Yes,
very
yeah.
much.
Yeah,
What?
doing great. It's fun as hell.
Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited because the likelihood is I hate to jinx this, but we're going to the Super Bowl,
Hope
you know? So,
so.
but I'm excited because I really am asking for all I need is 125 people to give $100. And I know 125 people. I know thousands of people.
Mhm.
And between now and maybe next week, if I could get all of it done and then just keep fundraising and keep doing that, that will just be so much fun. So come on, everybody, just send in some money and help me help others. because this is a way to speak for others when they can't speak for themselves.
Get
And
that last minute charitable donation for your taxes.
yes, and this is well, for this year, it's a 501(c)(3). If people need the actual number or whatever to write it off, I can give that to you, or we can post it up. Also, if you are a company, and I had someone give me $1,000
Nice.
as a donation the other day, and I can get a match for it. That's great. If you can do company matches, that helps too, because then it doubles your money. So anything, I mean, even if you spread the word, that would be great. So it will be on social media, and I'm doing a huge push. But I'd really like to see if we could do 125 people out there could give $100 or more, and in the next week. No one followed up on the whole give $1,000 in 24 hours and you get. Remember that 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah, the autographs. Yeah.
Yeah, no, nobody. That's because it's wicked. Nobody wants wicked. But I'll give you a signed football. Oh, here we go. I'll give you a signed football.
Give you a dog.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe a little Drake May.
Oh, oh, really?
Mm. It's a high possibility that I might have one of those hot little items in my hands.
Future MVP.
So if you want to win something like that, just give. Yay.
I'm
Okay.
not saying. I'm just saying.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there's my 2 cents worth about that, and I'll round about in the end. But okay, so for everybody that's already given to me, thank you so much, and I appreciate it, and I will be following up with all of you. Anyway, now moving along to our rise. So coming into 2026 tomorrow. Okay, so the mindset. That's what I want to focus on. The mindset.
Mhm.
We want to find what our new mindset is. And by doing that, what do we do for our mindset? Well, then we have to have a theme for the year. So last year it was the year of you. Now this year, what is going to be yours? So I'm asking people to really guide themselves by finding an overall direction of what feels right for you today. Is your theme going to be courage? Is it going to be connection? Is it going to be strength? So finding a theme for your year is really important, right? So
Yep.
that's an individual thing for each person. So I could set a theme like I did last year, was the year of you. So continue that theme. It's the year of you for 2026, but now put something else. Is it to have more courage? Is it to have more strength? Is it to have more confidence? Is it whatever that is? That has to be what your heart, your intuition, your feel is. If you don't know and you need help, I can help you. But that's what I'd like you to just, focus on, is like really finding your theme by tonight so that you know what you're going into. And what that does is it helps get you into the mindset already of like, okay, I know what every single day living in the moment of the day is if only for today I have more courage. If only today I have more if only for today I have more connection, or whatever that is. And it can change as long as you have the theme going. My theme right now is that I'm going to put Rocky downstairs. I'm going to give him to the plumber. Okay. So in doing that,
Right. It's more of a setting a year-long intention, right? A basic intention for the
it's a
year.
year-long intention, and people get stuck on the fact that it has to stay with the one thing. Like last year, or this year has been the year of you. But that meant many things. If you go back and listen to all my shows, it's all kinds of things that the year of you is. So this year, it's going to be setting an intention maybe of the day, but also staying in that theme. And in doing so, the mindset that you have, I swear, I literally do swear. The mindset is, let's find your why. Ooh, there's the big one
Yeah.
for the year. Find your why. And it's really, I'm going to have to pause for a second because I'm going to have to go grab him. Excuse me for one moment. I love him.
Nothing like a good barking dog, that's for sure.
No. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Everyone got to see my football background. Thank you. And my bright window. Okay. So finding your why feels very disjointed today, but that's okay. It's a fun day. Finding your why gets also kind of misconstrued because it's one of those terms that people are like, My why is because I want to make more money, or my why is because I want to feel better, or I want.
Yep.
That's not your why. Okay? That's part of your why, but your why is connecting your theme, like having more confidence, okay? Connecting your theme to something that feels vibrant, that feels like it's really internal, not external, and looking, you know, it's like you're not looking for external validation, like I need to look good for somebody else or I need to impress somebody. It's about I need to know what's driving me to make me want to have more money or financial um, wealth or weight loss or a better education. What's driving me? That's your why. All right. So, what's your why, Lou?
Reducing stress. It's
Okay.
no, seriously, it's and often that's a financial thing, often it might be a health or a weight thing too as well. Anything that's stressing you, that's get you in chronic fight or flight, that's got you in chronic distress,
Right.
something you should look to relieve at this point, especially if it's not especially if you still have control over it and it's not reasonable to continue to go on like this.
So yeah, so if you connect your goals, so of all those things you just mentioned, say those are all things that people think about, right? Finances, weight, good eating, health, sleep, all those things.
Mm.
Connecting a goal to the intrinsic value, the internal value you have to yourself. So I call it feeling vibrant or feeling excited or something like that gives you that oomph, like that.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I can't do anything about that.
it's alright, that happens with dogs.
I know, but it's really annoying. Um, so having that
He took that personally.
I know. Did you hear the high pitchedness of
Yeah,
that one?
yeah.
Like there's nothing going on either. Like there's no one left in the house. So,
Yes, I'm
okay.
trying to protect you.
Yeah. So, but the why is so important to be internal. And people externalize their why so much is because they want to have a car. They want to have the next best thing. That is not your why. Your why has to come from because I want to have more confidence, because I want to have more courage, because I want to feel better about myself, because I want to have more strength, because I want to succeed in my everyday life and I have peace. That's your why.
They look externally, that's why they want the car. They wanna show people things. They
Well,
wanna but
yeah,
fix something for yourself, do
exactly.
something for yourself, not to show.
And people want to do that whole external thing to show because they think that that gives them the validation internally to make them feel like the why has been met, and that doesn't do it. That's why people who have I call, the shopaholic stuff, they'll go and they'll get it, and what happens a day or two later? It's like,
Yeah,
and then they go again. Why? Because that's not fulfilling enough.
right.
Not enough, right? So it's got to be much more about what fills your cup up internally without having to go and get something to show, right? If you're a person that's
Wait a
trying to,
second, you mean that $600 purse didn't change my life?
no,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no, it didn't, even though it felt good in the moment.
In fact, in the end, when the little rush is over, you feel a little bit more stressed about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, by the way, good morning to people I just saw like a whole bunch of people in the comments.
Oh, no, that's me putting the comments up, but Leanne said good morning.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. I haven't talked to Leanne in forever.
Mm,
Hi, Leanne. So okay, so if we have that why, and now that I've ad nauseum talked about all the pieces of that, we want to embrace the why and then have a growth mindset. And so these are all those buzzwords that people always talk about in sort of pop psychology, but a growth mindset is important to your new year because so many people go into the new year with a closed mindset, thinking that they have an open or a growth mindset, which is, I always jump on this about, I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Well, first of all, that's impossible. But that's the common thing that people try to do is I'm going to lose all this weight. And 2 weeks from now, it's going to happen.
yeah,
Right. Because you didn't start out with, first of all, the reset. You came in with a start date, which, a lot of pressure, a lot of expectation, and your growth mindset isn't there because it's an expectation of the osmosis is going to happen.
And here's the thing, until you lose the 30 pounds, you've failed, and all you do is dealing with failure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because you're dealing with failure from the outset, instead of coming in with the growth mindset of live in the day and do the things that bring you through the day, which is waking up in the morning, drinking water, making sure that you practice a quick meditation, making sure you set your intention, making sure you're staying on point to eat the right things. If we're staying on that, right, go to the gym or go for a walk, whatever that is, that's your growth mindset of the day. If you're going into tomorrow going, okay, tomorrow I start, and that has no plan, your failure has already happened,
Yep.
and you will not have self-compassion, which is another part of like the whole new year thing for you that I'm giving you. You won't practice self-compassion. You're not going to be kind to yourself when you stumble because you're in a closed non-growth mindset right out of the gate. And immediately tomorrow night, when you have eaten too much or you drank too much or you did whatever, you'll be like, okay, I'll start again tomorrow. That is not going to get you into your rise. You're not going to have your reset. You're not going to have your integration on a daily. You're not going to stand up and stand out, and you're not going to evolve because your growth mindset isn't there. So you have to really embrace having the openness to a daily intention of, I'm not worried about failing. Not every day is going to be perfect, but if I go into it with, I'm building resiliency, I'm stacking a win, I'm going to be, at this next thing. Now we've got a growth mindset. And what does it do? It boosts our why because it excites us. It gives us accomplishment. And then if we don't, I hate the word failure because failure is actually a good thing because we learn and grow from that. So, but in failing, with my air quotes, in failing, we actually build resiliency. And as long as we practice self compassion around that, we'll grow. If we don't, the failures stack up, and those are stacked against us instead of the stacked wins. So a part of being able to have that growth mindset is really being able to have self compassion and um, know that if we have self criticism or negative self talk, or we listen to people tell us bad things, that will hinder our progress, and
Yeah.
our rise will fall.
That's what you have to find out, that your control over your outcomes is on a day-to-day
Yes.
decision basis. Your outcomes are a result of a series of decisions over a long period of time, and that's the way you fix them.
Right. It's over. What's over to the decisions, and I'm adding this into to kind of bolster it. It's the decisions and the choices.
Yes.
You're making, so they're different, right? We all have choices and then decisions to make around those choices. If you are going to make a choice that is going to end in a not so great way for you, that doesn't mean that you have failed. It means you need to reset that. You need to be able to quickly jump on that so that you can integrate something different, so that you can stand yourself up. You have to sometimes stand yourself up so that you can evolve forward. But
It's
yeah.
funny because if you told somebody they had to put on 30 pounds in 30 days, they'd tell you were crazy. Couldn't
Mhm.
happen. But somehow they believe you can take it off in 30 days.
I know, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? And but people can put 30 pounds on. That's the thing, people can put 30 pounds on in a month, but, that's
Yeah,
but you
that's a whole
cannot,
other set of issues right there.
right, but you cannot take 30 pounds off, just like you can't make $1,000,000 in, you know, a hot second. Now, here's how to manifest. I had this conversation with the client yesterday. Here's how to manifest something like this in a growth mindset. I encourage you today, right? Good morning, Kathy Ryan. Um, if you take out a piece of paper, one thing, and write down the thing that you want this year, excuse me, this year, like Rocky wants to
Yep.
bark right down. $1,000,000. I'm going to make $1,000,000. That's too big of a goal. But if
Yep.
you say in January, I'm going to make $100,000. If you're in a self practice or you have a built business, right? Okay, that's a goal that you can work towards because every single day you can work towards something like that. I have clients that said, I'm going to write a book this year, right? Well, you and I have this conversation about the
Yeah.
books all the time. You can write a book this year, but if you just say, I'm going to write a book, what's going to happen? You and I are going to be talking about this next year going, I'm going to write a book this year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Because you have to be able to, what's your why? My why of writing a book would be to help people out, to give the expertise that I've learned through wisdom over time of helping people and put it in a book. So what am I going to do on a daily? I'm going to write a page. That's how you do
That's
the
a perfect example of how this gets done, because that's what makes writing a book so daunting, is that it has to be done on a day-to-day basis. It has to be done in small steps. You have to do stack wins. That's the way you write a book, stacking wins.
well, and it's interesting because if we talk about like, because a lot of people always often say, I'm going to write a book. There's so many, it will probably be in my feed after this, like a million of them. There's so many things now out on social media that say like, write a book in 30 days, get public. Okay, stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have explored those for people just to see, because people will send me things saying like, what do you think of this, Dr. Lannon? And what do you think of that? And do you think this is right? And I go and look, and you look at all these like reviews. The reviews are obviously in my review of the reviews, they're people that are sort of paid actors
Yeah.
in the whole thing. And I haven't found anyone that there's no quick fix. And so it's just like taking a quick fix pill to feel better. It's not, it doesn't work that way. You have to stay in the growth mindset of every single day. No, you might only get a half a page done today. Tomorrow you might get 2 pages done. Maybe one day you miss. That's not a fail. That's just, you have to know that in order to write the book, you have to do that. If you want to go, and I have a couple, I have 2 or 3 clients right now that are wanting to buy properties as like investment properties. And so we've been working on it throughout the year, coming into this year, and they're getting ready to do it. It's scary, but it's not just, I'm going to buy a property. It's, we've been looking, we've earmarked a couple places, we're watching them on the market, we're making sure that they went and got funding, they got pre-approval, like they've taken the steps to make sure that they have when it's time to really go, okay, I'm doing it. They've built the courage because they stacked the successes of, oh my God, I got pre-approved. Oh my God, there's a place that I can afford. Oh my God, all these great things that have been like, oh, it's incentive, because it gives you that motivation and all, whatever your theme is, to give
I
you.
know even I know even I laugh at the secret, but it's one of those thoughts become things type of deals, because if you have that intention to buy an investment property, for example, one thing you do every day is you check listings. You just go in and shop.
Exactly.
You go through emails about pre-approved loans and stuff like that. Maybe you take a step, maybe you contact somebody and get some of the paperwork moving. That's done on a day-to-day, step-by-step,
Exactly.
stacking wins basis.
Right. And with any goal, right?
You read an article, right?
Right. Well, that's the thing is, and do your demographic work. Like, so all those things, like I have a client that I've been working with on all of those things, and being able to, if you find one place, you should have 3 or 4 in the chute, because if one goes, you will feel discouraged. Because I have another client that they were looking at a property. It was on the market for about a month. They were like, oh, it's going to be fine. I want to wait till it drops a little bit. It went, it
Mm.
was sold. And then they felt discouraged because why? They weren't listening to me when I said, well, they listened, but they didn't do it, right? Because they thought, they have that mindset. It's closed. It's, I have the place, I'm in that shoot. That's what I want. Okay, great. But what if someone else buys it from them first?
Yep.
Right. So you got to have plan B and C and D and E and whatever, so that you feel like, okay, if that one goes, then I have this one. If I don't lose 5 pounds this week, I only lost 2, I'm still okay. If I saved $150 but not 500 this week, I'm still doing something. Like, you have to be able to say, I did it, I did it, I did it. And not, oh, well, I didn't do anything this week. Or I ate that piece of chocolate cake and I had too much to drink. And so I'll just start tomorrow. And then at the end of the week, oh my God, I gained 5 pounds. Well, because what are we doing? We're not doing the growth mindset. We don't have our why in mind. We're running amok.
Again, take a step, make a decision, make a choice, and stack it, and that's how these things get built.
Right. Right. And I belabor this point in all my shows, what I talk about: goal setting and habits, small steps on everything. Break the big goal down. The $1 million. I want $1 million. I want to write the book. I want to have blah, blah, blah. I want to go on a big trip. Break it into tiny specific actionable steps on a daily. And those action steps are like action triggers. Use the if then, not not the well, what if? No, it's if then planning. If then planning works beautifully. If I finish my coffee, then I'm going to do 10 push-ups.
Yeah.
If I do the laundry and want to watch Wicked, know, right? I'm going to make sure that I'm not sitting. I'm going to I'm also going to write a thank you note, or I'm going to pursue making sure I read an article if I'm doing those things. So you're doing other things. You're doing action triggers. If then planning works beautifully.
And it builds momentum. It's a snowball type of effect. Stacking these wins gets you to the next thing. If you have set a goal for today to read this article that you saw that you put aside last night,
Right.
read the article, set it down. So often that just whets your appetite to do something else. Okay, what else can I do today?
Exactly. It's kind of like when you go to the gym, you say, I'm just going to do 5 minutes. 5 minutes almost always turns into 30,
Yep.
you know? So, okay. So to your point, focusing on one thing, right? Take the piece of paper, write down your thing, right? To change one habit at a time for lasting results. If you can take your one thing and you can just work on that one thing, that is going to bolster what we're talking about, because then you're not overwhelmed. Many times I've talked about the metaphor of the hoarding house, right? People look at a hoarding house and they stand
Yeah.
there and they look at it and go, "Oh my God, how do I do this?" And then they walk away totally overwhelmed. Nope. It's one thing. We're just going to literally move. If we move that one thing, that gets us in the door. If we then move that out of the way of the door, we are now inside the house, right? It's the same thing. So it's focusing on one habit change at a time. So using that theme of movement. Maybe your theme is movement, forward movement, structure, whatever that is, then you're going to have uh, uh, um, more success overall. So when you do that, you have to do some reflection too. So daily reflection, I know people like roll their eyes with the pop psych words again, but it's important. You have to have regular reflection. A regular thought process is about how to build your self-awareness and adjust your course if you need to. If you try to blindly just kind of go meandering through, this is how people fail. This is the reason why your rise doesn't happen, is because if you're not regularly reflecting, you're not taking an inventory of how your progress is. Now, some people love journaling, and some people do not love journaling. So I just say, because it's a good way to reflect. Jot down a couple things on a daily or on every couple days or once a week, even, to say, what did I do for my progress? And if you didn't do anything, that does not mean you're fail. It
Right.
means that means you've got to reflect more. You have to really build more self-awareness of, am I waiting for something to happen to me, or am I going to produce it for myself? Too many people wait for it to happen for you and to you. If you are not manifesting it out into the world, literally, and the secret, right? If you're not manifesting it, it's not going to happen. It does not happen by osmosis.
No, it doesn't. And again, thoughts become things, and you can roll your eyes, and I kind of laugh at it too. But that's basically whatever you set your mind to, whatever you're focusing on a hour to hour, day to day basis. And that
Right.
doesn't mean intently focusing on it. It just means as we've discussed, setting your intention. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just setting the intention, and people will ask, what is an intention? What are you going to do today? And that doesn't mean I'm going to lunch and I'm going to go get my nails done. No, what are you going to do that's towards the goal that you're trying to get to? That new job, that $1,000 a month savings. What are you going to do? Action, action, action. You want to have regular reflection on the actions you're taking. And one of those ways too, and you and I talk about this a lot. I love him. Is we have great psych science around sharing your journey with people. If you talk about your goal or you talk about your intentions with people who are, and I stress this, supportive,
Right.
like-minded people, you
Important. Yeah.
you join a group, or you join a little set of, like, I have a set of girlfriends that are super supportive, get it. They keep me accountable. They call me on stuff. We call it like that is something important. If you are with and I have clients that go through this all the time. They share their journey and then their journey gets thwarted or discounted by people who don't share the journey or the dream. Like they have a closed mindset, and many people have
Or
family.
worse, don't want you to succeed.
Right, but
You
no one will
not
say
to
that, but they act it. I mean, well, people do say it sometimes, like, "I don't want you to do that," but there's a way of being in the world where people actually just sabotage the shit out of you because
Mhm.
they get into your mind because you have a vulnerability in your mindset already that probably you were criticized growing up. You have like a trauma mindset in a lot of ways of like negativity. So you react like you go into freeze mode from fight and flight and just freeze because someone says, "Oh, why would you want to do that?" or "Don't do it that way," right? You've got to really protect your peace bubble and really move forward with sharing it with people that are only going to be supportive. And if someone gives you a negative, that doesn't mean that you're not open to feedback. That's different. But you want someone that's going to dream build with you. You want someone, they don't have to share your journey. They just have to support your journey.
Right.
If you want to, go learn how to be a scuba diver, if you want to make $1 million this year and you want to travel the world, tell the person that is going to either give you ideas how to do that, check in on you, and be excited for you. If you have people around you that don't do that, don't be sharing your journey
Yeah.
because they're going to soul suck you.
Mhm.
Right? It goes back to the narcissist, right? But not all narcissists are going to be that, but you're going to have people in your life that are going to soul suck, right? And then expect that you're going to have setbacks, right? We do not live linearly. We live in bumps and road turns and twists and expect them. And instead of getting discouraged, see them as like, okay, I have to just learn from that, get back on track or move. I call it moving the train tracks. Sometimes the train tracks are terrible and they're rusted and rotted and they're falling apart because why? They're bad. They're bad for us. So your
Plus,
brain
as you learn as you go, you learn more effective ways to reach your intention. So
right.
be willing to adjust. If something is not efficient in doing it and you get a better way, take the better way. It's fine. It's all course corrections.
Well, and that's the thing, and people feel like they don't have the ability or they don't know how to course correct. You then if you don't know, get a life coach. Go to someone like me. Go to someone, out in the world. There's so many life coaches now. Be mindful, by the way, there's a lot of people out there that say they're life coaches, and I'm just saying this, and they are not, but they call themselves that because they talk the talk, but be very careful, buyer beware, because not everybody that says they're a life coach really knows what they're doing. So make sure you find someone that's reputable. If you need advice on that, I can certainly give links to good places. You don't have to see me. There's millions of me's out there. So, but that helps because those are good accountability buddies. And that's that's really important for people to have that. And when you have a life coach or you have a friend that's like a life coach or you have a support person, they will help you align your aspirations for personal growth and well-being because they're supporting that and they're going to make sure that you're on the right track because they're going to focus on how to keep you. If you have good people, you're going to have them focus on how to stay away from those mindsets, the schemas that we get in our head, the maps of negativity, to
Yeah.
make sure that we don't approach things on a fail. We approach them on like a positive, courageous, like kind of path. And that's really important. Oh, you went silent.
I just processing the point.
You're what?
I'm just processing the point.
Oh, okay.
No, it's about it. You need that accountability. It's not an accountability partner. It's more just support because
Right.
I think a lot of people you use the crabs in the bucket term all the time. I think
Yes.
happens quite a bit. And I don't think it always happens consciously. If you want to quit smoking and someone in your family smokes, they don't want to see you quit smoking. It
Right.
just makes them look worse.
Well, and that's kind of like people who are in addiction. It's
Yep.
really hard. I know this is such a strange thought. People who are in addiction and they live in a house with other people who are in addiction and they try to get sober or they try to get whatever the addiction is, because it could be a lot of different things. if you live with people that have addiction and you're trying to not, it's very hard because a lot of times they just don't support you because it takes away from their own stuff. And it's, the stories I have about family members and friends that just sabotage the crap out of people.
And once you make gains and have some success at beating the addiction, they often feel persecuted by you. They often feel
Exactly.
paranoid about how you feel about them.
Right, exactly. I mean, I had a student a few years back that was he was the first person in his family to go to college, and he was in my class, and every time he'd come to class, he'd be late, and I don't do late, right? So he'd have to. So we had a conference about his lateness, and finally he told me he was late constantly because he couldn't get out of the house because every time he lived in a very big family house, he said at least 4 or 5 of his siblings and his mother or father would completely go at him about who do you think you are? Do you think you're so much better? Do you all this stuff?
Can you imagine? Wow.
And 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 he was one of the best students in my class. He was so smart. He whatever. He finished out the semester and never came back because he couldn't get past that stuff. And the reason why I know this is because over the years, occasionally I see him and he's embarrassed because he didn't finish it. I always say you can always go back. He's like, I can't. They just destroy me. So his mindset has been so all or nothing, like his family's like, oh, you think you're better than all of us. That was the message that they would give,
Yeah.
so he couldn't get past that. And I think now he's actually, he was really young at the time. And I think now he's in his mid-20s. I think he's had 2 children, like he's followed the path and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what he wanted for himself. And he's very discouraged. So those are the kinds of things that get in the way. People, you have to get away from that. And sometimes people will say, I can't, my family won't let me, I'll feel guilty. This is a year that you've really got to look at those things and say, if not for me, then who? I have to for me. And people are like, that's so selfish. No, it's not. No, it's not. Selfish is a very different word in that context. Being selfish for you by setting a good boundary for you and not feeling guilty because you're doing the right thing for you and to move you forward. That is not selfish. That's being selfless for yourself to make sure you're successful because no one else is going to make you successful but you.
This is part of that self-awareness that you talked about, where you have to understand if these things are influencing you. And I'm not big on external problems, not taking responsibility for your problems, because I think you're largely responsible for your own outcomes. But some people have to deal with these types of circumstances, whether it be family holding them back, a partner holding them back, whatever it is about them that is holding them back. You have to be aware of these things so you can help work
Right.
around them.
Right. Right, exactly. And you wanna have ability to have celebration of progress and not perfection, and you don't want crabs in the bucket that are not gonna celebrate your progress.
Yeah, so what you talked about, find people like-minded who are going to support that progress as opposed to, getting yourself in an environment that's going to support that progress to help offset the people
Right,
who aren't going to support that progress.
exactly.
Yeah.
And celebrate every day. So, on sort of like you know, an extra open-minded side of this is celebrate every day something. Isn't that a weird concept? But it's great.
Yeah.
Celebrate something every day.
But it's about the stacking wins things that we talk about. Give
Right,
yourself goals that you can accomplish it and celebrate accomplishing it. Again,
right.
momentum builds.
And the thing that I get when I tell people to celebrate, people are like, "But I didn't have anything that I did today that was celebratory." I'm like, "Yes, you do." Like, did you make someone happy today? Did you do something nice for someone? People think it has to be this big, extraordinary thing. And that's one of the things that gets into that's not the growth mindset. That's the closed mindset. It's I didn't do enough. I'm not enough. Right. It's like, wait a second. Were you friendly today? Were you out of, I, I have to laugh. I won't say which post office. I go into a post office because I still do stamps because I have to mail out billing. And there's a woman who is not a happy person. She's just not happy. And every single time I go in, I'm constantly like, good morning, and all this. I think it drives her cuckoo batshit, but
Yeah.
that's okay. But on occasion, I'll get a smile, a little, or she'll see me coming and I can see her fighting like I don't want to be nice. And I just am like, good. I know her name. And I'm always like, good morning, blah, blah, blah. And how are you? And Merry Christmas. And you can see her just being like, I hate this girl. But she doesn't, but I do that because it's like, hey, I'm going to celebrate the fact that you are here and I'm going to make you happy, whether you like it or not. And she did about 2 years ago. She said, are you always happy? And I was like, no, not always, but today, yes.
I'm
And
gonna change your mindset. It was a popular thing at Dunkin's for a while to pay for the next person, but it doesn't even have to be that big. Hold the
right.
door for somebody.
Oh, yes, that's such a lovely idea. You know how many people don't do that anymore?
I
I
know. It's just
I was like,
it'll
"Oh, thank you
it'll
very
change
much."
your day.
You
It'll
what?
it'll change your day just holding doors for people.
Mhm. Exactly. I told you well, I don't know if I may have told you, but one of the, talk about like a moment, even if it's not necessarily towards a goal of like maybe um losing weight or whatever. But when you feel good about doing something, it will spawn those goals. So, like one day, I think I told you guys that I was in the grocery store and this lovely man was in front of me. He was having trouble with his SNAP benefit card working, and he started streaming tears, and I was like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
and no one at the register. The managers weren't going to help it, like whatever. And so he had all these groceries. I don't know, probably $60 worth or $70 worth. I don't remember what it was. And they were like, "Well, sir, sorry, can't do anything to help you." And he was talking to someone else. He says, I just got out of the hospital. I had had a heart attack. I don't have any food." And you could tell
yeah.
and I just looked at the lady. I said, "Just I'll pay for it. Just let's go." And the man just bawled. I'm like, and he was like, "Thank you so much." And I was like, "It's okay. It's okay." But I didn't do it to get but it's just making a good person.
Yeah.
It's making and then what does that do? It makes me feel accomplished to then feel like, "Okay, I'm giving to the world." Like, why not if you've got it, just step in. I wouldn't do that every single time,
Nope.
but you do stuff like that. And he was floored, floored. And he said, "What can I do to repay you?" I said, "Nothing. You go and you repay me by giving back to someone else when
Yep.
you have it." And the tears. And it was like, I didn't do it for like the kudos. I did it because it was the right thing to do to help this man. And then
It's
what does that do? It gives you the growth mindset because no one else had the courage to step forward to help this man. And there were plenty of people that could have.
it's stunning how important that is and how impactful that can be. I mean, at another job I work at, we've got a bunch of personalities that are
Yeah.
just just never just no acceptance whatsoever. You just give them a little bit of acceptance, just give them a little bit of they're worthwhile, and the whole attitude towards you changes totally. I've seen it happen 100 times.
Mhm,
So powerful. Just a little gift of, "Yeah, you're okay. Hey, it's cool.
mhm.
How you doing?"
Well, I mean, for the New Englanders that are listening, right? Or if you have a place where you have toll booths still, this time of year, I don't do it all year, but this time of year, I go out and buy little boxes of chocolates, right? You go to CVS, whatever, I get like Lindt or, not like the stuff that tastes like wax. I don't do that. I'm at least, considerate. So when I go through the toll booth and I give $1 for my toll,
Yeah.
I also give the toll booth attendant a box of chocolates that's all wrapped and pretty, and they look at me like I'm crazy, and they're like, "What's this for?" I'm like, "Because you're always here when I go through, and I think it's nice." And they're like, "Oh my god!" But
Yeah.
just that in and of itself is like, okay. But that is part of living with a growth mindset and pushing your dreams forward. How? Because if I do that, that makes me feel good and it gives me inspiration to keep doing the things I want to do to manifest my goals.
It does make you feel good.
All relates.
Yeah.
It's not about getting a kudo. I don't need them to give me anything back. They gave me back the smile that jumped my start to be resilient, to be like, I make a difference. And that's what you want to do. And you know me, I love making a difference. I like making people happy and not in a people pleasy way. You know that because I don't do
I
that.
understand. No.
Not a people pleasy way, but in the way that like I like to make people feel good like
Yeah.
that. Like that they matter, that they're noticed, that they're recognized.
No goes towards what you're talking about, celebrate every day. Just again, small thing like a holding a door or whatever it is just like it can help you celebrate the day. that moment helps helps offset a lot of things. We don't
Right.
understand the power of positive, but positive does have power.
Exactly. Yay, it does.
Yeah.
Yes. So, all right. So here's my wrap up for this is that we're going to rise. Remember, we're going to reset with a growth mindset. We're going to integrate it on a daily basis. We're going to have a theme. We're going to stand up and stand out on a daily as best we can. And that will give us an evolution to keep us going. We're going to write down one thing today that we want to manifest over the next year to bring us into the new rise year. And we're going to work on it small little steps at a time. Be specific, be manageable, right? Be attainable, right? We want to make sure that all these things are tangible and can be done. And this should be a good start because it's not a fresh start. It's a continuation of the year of you into the next year of you. Bringing
It's aiming the year, right?
Is what?
It's just aiming the year. It's not about individual decisions and making
Right.
huge accomplishments. It's just about giving yourself a direction for the year.
Exactly. And it's not like you didn't have one. We're just continuing it.
Just putting it in focus more, making it more tangible.
Yep. Just putting it back in a focus lens in case you lost sight of it so that we're not starting over. Right.
Yep.
And being kind to oneself about these things. So anyway, so please, everybody, what?
Be kind to Rocky.
Yes, I am kind to Rocky. I don't even know where he is. He's just barking his brains out somewhere in the house, as everyone could hear the whole show. But going back to the beginning, the kindness you can show me. Don't laugh.
Oh, no.
Important.
Nicely done.
Thank you. The kindness that you can show me is helping other people. And by helping me, you're going to help other people and a lot of people with lots of money. So please donate $100 or more. If you can only do a $5, that's fine too. But the $100 or more gets you into all the stuff, all the giveaways. And I got goods this year. I got the goods coming. So lots of surprises. People have been asking me like, no, I'm not telling. I'm just going to do. And then that will come because people often be like, well, that's not it. I got people last year that were like, oh, that prize isn't good enough. I had people actually say that. I was like, well, I'm not going to tell them what they are. And I'm just going to say, hey, they're good things coming. If you like it, great. If you don't, at the end of the day, it's for charity. So I remind people, it's like, this is about charity. And that's what this is all about. Not about the gifts that you get, but nonetheless, because most people that give to all my other teammates, none of my other teammates give away things like I do. Right. And I'm just saying that because that's a perk, right? That I do.
Your fundraising has evolved.
My fundraising has evolved. So I get to give away perks and I have wonderful donors that help me donate giveaways to help that. So please give $100 or more, get your Super Bowl square. There will be other giveaways. Please do it today. Get your tax write-off. Help me get this done. It makes my training and running so much easier because the stress comes off of me that I don't have to work this as hard. But, it is what it is. But anyway, you guys, Happy New Year. I will see you in 2026 next week, hopefully back in studio and heat on in my house. All right, you guys. Mwah! Have a great week.